welcome to Long's Toys. Have another Kamen Rider Drive review for you today. This is Deluxe Tridoron. This box is massive, as you can see my hand in comparison to it. Here's a shift car. As you can see, the shift car that it comes with is almost actual size there on the box. So this thing is absolutely massive, but it is a very, very cool toy. Really nice picture here on the front. On the top, it shows his 3 different modes: speed, wild, and technique, which we'll get into. On the bottom here is a really cool picture of Drive with Tridoron. Again, another picture of the 3 modes. Kind of a cool picture there on the side, just showing you everything it comes with. Sorry, it's hard to get pictures of the sides of the box because it's hard to keep it all in frame. But then here on the back we have, again, the 3 modes of the car. Here it is with the Midnight Shadow tire. And it also comes with the Midnight Shadow shift car. So just kind of shows all the different things it can do. You can use these with the drive driver, which we'll get into. So a massive box with a massive toy, but it's very cool. So let's get in and take a closer look. Alright, so out of the packaging here is Tridoron and everything that he comes with. The Midnight Shadow shift car and the Midnight Shadow tire. I'm going to put these off to the side just for a second and give you just a quick look. Here is the side mode. Here is the back. Here's the other side. And the front. I think this is a really, really, really cool toy. But before I dive into all its features and sounds and everything, I'm going to go ahead and show you the Midnight Shadow car in the drive driver and the tire as it attaches to drive. Okay, so taking a look at the Midnight Shadow shift car. I really, really like this shift car. I love the combination of the translucent purple plastic with the kind of yellowy gold. And if you get in close here, you can see that on the hood and kind of on the back, it has this kind of texture that almost kind of reminds me of like a ninja's like armor or the the uniforms that they wear, which I think is really, really cool. And I like the shuriken with the kind of tire tread across it. I just really like the design of this guy. I think they did a really nice job. Flip this around and you can see the kind of shuriken on the hollow foil here. Looks really cool. So we'll go ahead and hear the sounds in the driver. I really like the sounds there of like the 2 swords clashing. I think that's really cool. Do the 3 revs. Shadow. And then the final attack. So there you go. And then here we have Drive and the Midnight Shadow tire. I'll try to get... It's going to be really hard to see because it's translucent purple, but I'll try my best. It does say Midnight Shadow right there, but I really don't think it's going to show up well. Now there you can kind of Midnight Shadow. So there you go. It's hard to see with the camera because of the translucent plastic, but it's really cool. I like the purple translucent plastic. I think it looks great for a tire. And then you just go ahead and flip out these 4 little parts to kind of make it look like a shuriken. I kind of wish those little star bits were a little bit bigger. I think they look kind of small in relation to the rest of the tire, but it's not a big deal. So you just go ahead, pop this old tire off, pop the new tire on, and I think he looks really cool. I think the translucent purple is a nice juxtaposition with Drive's color scheme here. I think it looks pretty great. It spins very well, which I always enjoy. So yeah, all around I think the Midnight Shadow tire looks really good on Drive. Now back onto the main event, Tridoron itself. As you can see, this opens up and Drive can actually fit inside. Sometimes it takes a little wiggling to get his feet down in there just right. There we go. But he fits very nicely, very comfortably inside. He looks great. Then you can just go ahead and close that. You can still kind of see him through the plastic in person. It's not going to really show up on the camera. Well, maybe a little bit. But you can see him a little bit in there. But I mean, he fits really nicely inside. I think he looks great in there. I'm really happy with that. This does make sounds if you come underneath. There is a little switch right there.
Ride on, Tridoron.
And it says Ride on, Tridoron. When you first get this, it just has a little tab to pull out. So it comes... Okay, he wants to make more sounds. He's ready to go. It has a little tab that you pull out so the batteries are already included, which is really nice. Now he has a little button. It's very nicely blended in. It's right here. You just go ahead and press that. So he makes some car screeching sounds, about 3 different car screeching sounds. If you hold it down... He says Tridoron shoot. And I believe in the show, these cannons in the front kind of double as headlights and also cannons. Now the one thing to note, it has wheels, but only the plastic here spins. The black part of the tire. The whole middle part does not spin. Because all these ports here, you can just go ahead and connect tires to. It's just like on the show where on this side, the tire would pop out and then have his new tire and launch it at him. This doesn't do anything like that. It doesn't launch any tires, and this part doesn't cover itself. It's always open. But you can just go around and pop on as many tires as you can fit. So it can hold 6, 3 on each side. So you can just go ahead and just pop these all on. Like I said, you can fit 6 in total. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. I enjoy that they have really combined the playability from all the TK tires, and the figure can fit inside. I appreciate all that. So very, very cool. Now he does have 2 other modes. The first being Type Wild. The first thing you're going to do is just kind of underneath, you can, this whole middle section, you can kind of push that out. Actually, before I get into that, let me push this back in. I did forget to show you something. There is a spot back here where you can put a shift car. So I'll try to, there we go. So if you just go ahead, there's a little button. You don't really have to put a shift car. You just could hit this button with your finger if you wanted. But it's more fun to put the shift car in. So you just take the shift car and just roll it over that button. He says Tire Fuero. Now if you come back and hit that button, So he has a different sound. He says, go Tridoron, and plays a little bit of the Drive theme there, or kind of the Drive fanfare music. So that's very cool. So now I'll go ahead and I'll show you Type Wild. Alright, so again, to switch to Type Wild, you're going to come underneath and just kind of push this section up. So you're also going to have to lift up these little gray pieces here. And then this whole cab section comes out as one piece. As you can see, Drive is still inside. So this whole cab section is one piece. I'm going to, whoops, put him off to the side for a second. Push these back down. You're going to take this whole section here with the tire, and this is going to push this down, and the whole thing will spin 180 degrees, just like that. Then you're going to turn this whole thing over 180 degrees, and it'll rest on the back tires that were up in the air before, and then these tires. These tires spin a little bit better than the other ones because they're thicker, but still kind of the same situation. So then you can see this was the back of the car before, and now it's kind of the top front. You're going to take the cab and just kind of put it right back in. It's got these two clips here and here, and they are going to clip on here and here. So you just drop this right in. And then it announces itself as Type Wild. So, this is probably my least favorite out of the three modes. It's just a little wonky to me. I mean, I do like the black, and this is kind of a powder blue. It's probably not showing up great on the camera because of the glare. That's a little better. But yeah, it's just a little weird with all the tires in the front. And the back is obviously just the Tridoron front hanging off the back. But if you come around to the button, it makes a different sound, kind of like a 4x4 or something, or like a truck going through some heavy terrain. And if you hold the button down, he says Tridoron Bomber, or Tridoron Bomber. So, this mode's not bad, but I definitely think it's probably my least favorite out of the three. You can still connect all the tires and everything, and the ports haven't changed or gone away or anything, so same functionality there. You can put this, the shift car back on here, but it's not as easy because there's not a super, straight avenue there. So you kind of just have to roll over it. And if you press the button again, so it's a little bit different fanfare music. I'm wondering if that's going to be Type Wild's fanfare music. I have not seen the most recent episode where he debuts, so I'm guessing that's going to be his fanfare music, but I'm not 100% sure. So now I'll go ahead and we'll shift this into the third mode, Type Technique. So to start, you're going to basically do the same thing where you just kind of pop this whole cab section out. And that will just lift out and pop over to the side. Then you're going to come over to this section, and as you can see, there's a split right here. And you're just going to pull that apart on both. So you pull it into two pieces. You're going to spin the tire section back around. And that'll lock back into place. Then you're going to take this, and you're going to want to, it was like this in Type Speed mode. You're going to want to put it like this so that both tires are on the ground. And you can see there's two clips here and here. And they're going to connect to here and here. So now you've got kind of this six-wheeled on the ground little transport here. Then you're going to come, let me move this over, you're going to come to the cab, and on the sides of the cab, these whole things are like pincer claws that are going to come out. Let me get the other one out here. Why is this being difficult? There it is. So you pull out both of these pincers, and then there's a clip here, here, and back here. And they are going to clip on here, here, and here. And you have to make sure you get all three or it won't play the sound. So this is Type Technique. I really like this mode. I don't know why, it's just a whole lot of fun. I like the 6 wheels on the ground. I kind of like this thing up on the side here. And I like the pincer hands. I just think it's really cool. I mean, they can definitely move. They have a swivel point here, and then also where it's connected in here. So you can move them in and out. You can pinch them like this. I just think it's really fun. It's a really fun third mode. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Type Technique. We don't really know a whole lot yet. I don't think there's even been any pictures yet of Drive himself and Type Technique. So, very interested to see what that does. Again, if you just press this button up here, you kind of just have to... You can't really have a shift car set up here because there's nothing, but you could kind of push it with your finger. And then if you press the button, so I'm guessing that might be Type Technique's fanfare music. And if you just press the button when it's not pressed in, you get kind of, almost sounds like a bulldozer kind of sound, like something with hydraulics moving around. So, very, very, very cool. I'll go ahead and show you how to pop it back into Type Speed, just so you can see all the transformations. So to change back into Type Speed, you're just going to lift this completely off and fold the pincers back in really nice and easy. Set that off to the side. Disconnect these. Lay this back down. Connect them back together. You're going to have to lift these gray pieces up. Drop this back down. And it'll say Type Speed. So that is how you transform it back into Type Speed. So in conclusion, I really do absolutely love this thing. It is huge and it is a little pricey because it's so big, and shipping from Japan because it's so big. But it's really a lot of fun. I mean, it's Drive's primary vehicle. It has 3 modes, makes a ton of sounds, tons of playability. Comes with the Midnight Shadow shift car, which is absolutely awesome. And comes with the Midnight Shadow tire for the tire co-com. I love the fact that Drive can fit inside. I think that's absolutely fantastic. In the show, it can fit 2 people, but I understand that to make it wide enough to fit 2 people would be ridiculous for functionality. They could have put in, I guess, some kind of spring-loaded launcher gimmick for the tire that launches, or the wheel that launches the tires. But I understand why that didn't happen either. And honestly, I kind of prefer that you don't have it. Because anytime you kind of have spring-loaded gimmicks, there's a possibility of the springs going bad over time, or too many uses makes the spring go bad, something like that. So it's very simple. I think that this toy works very well. I don't see any problems with it over time. I like the fact that you can connect the tires to it in 6 places. The wheels don't roll amazingly well because the middle sections don't move and it's just the thin black plastic tire that moves around. But it's not that big a deal. I mean, you can still move it across a surface. The tires might not roll as much, but it's not like it hinders its movement. That's really the only thing I could possibly think to complain about, because I really, really like this toy and I don't see really any problems with it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I guess the only thing that could be a drawback is the price and the cost of shipping. So maybe if it would eventually go on sale, something like that. But it's a lot of fun. I can't recommend it enough. I absolutely love this thing. But please, I'd love to hear what you guys think down below in the comments. Please, if you have this guy, or if you have any concerns or questions about it, or if you just want to share some info or something, please let me know down in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to check out my Facebook and Twitter, there's links in the description below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Deluxe Tridoron from Kamen Rider Drive, and thanks for watching.